Hello! We're excited to show you our native speech capabilities and help you start speaking English with confidence today. My name is Anna, and I'm here with my wonderful co-host Abel. Welcome to Mr. English Fluent Tutor.
Hello, everyone. I'm Abel, and we are so happy you're here. Today is going to be a special day. Why? Because today you begin your real English journey. Not boring textbook English, real English. The kind you hear on the street, in cafes, at airports, and with friends.
That's right. And you know what? You don't need to be nervous. English is not a test. English is a tool. It's like a key that opens doors. And we're going to give you that key today, step by step, word by word.
Before we start, let me tell you something important. If you are listening to this, you already know some English. You understand me right now, don't you? That means you're not a complete beginner. You're already on your way.
Exactly. So let's start with something we all do every single day. Greetings. How do we say hello in English? Well, there are many ways, and some are formal, some are casual, and some are just, well, a bit old-fashioned.
Yes, let's talk about the classic question, how's it going, versus how do you do? Have you heard both of these? They sound similar, right? But they are very, very different.
Let's start with how do you do? This is very formal, very old style. In fact, most native speakers don't use this anymore. You might hear it in a very formal business meeting or maybe in an old British movie. When someone says, how do you do, they don't really want you to tell them how you are. It's just a polite greeting.
That's right. And here's the funny part. When someone says, how do you do, you respond with, how do you do? Yes, the same words. It's like a little dance. Person A says, how do you do? And person B says, how do you do? And that's it. Nobody talks about their day or their feelings.
Now let's compare that with how's it going? How's it going? This is much more common, much more relaxed. You can use this with friends, colleagues, neighbors, or even people you just met. How's it going is asking, how is your life? How is your day?
And you can answer in many ways. You can say, it's going well, thanks, or pretty good, or not bad, or even, it's going okay. Let me say those again slowly, and I want you to repeat after me. Ready? It's going well, thanks. Pretty good. Not bad. It's going okay.
Wonderful. You're doing great. Now let's learn a few more common greetings. In the morning, you can say good morning. In the afternoon, good afternoon. And in the evening, good evening. But here's a secret. Most people just say hi or hello all day long.
Yes, native speakers are often lazy with greetings. We say hey, or hi there, or even just morning, without the word good. For example, I walk into the office and I say, morning, everyone. It's short, it's quick, it's easy.
Another super common one is what's up. Now this is very casual. You use this with friends or people your age. What's up means what is happening or how are you? But again, people don't always want a long answer. Often you can just say, not much, you? Or, hey, what's up? Back to them.
Let's practice some real-world introductions now. Imagine you're at a party, or a language class, or a community event. You want to introduce yourself. What do you say? Let me show you a simple formula. Hi, I'm Abel. Nice to meet you. That's it. Simple, right? Now let's break it down. Hi is the greeting. I'm Abel means I am able. And nice to meet you is a polite, friendly way to say you're happy to meet this person.
And when someone says, nice to meet you too, you reply, nice to meet you too. Let's practice together. I'll say it first, then Abel, then you repeat. Ready? Hi, I'm Anna. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Abel. Nice to meet you.
Now you try. Say your own name. Hi, I'm your name. Nice to meet you.
Excellent. Now let's make it a little longer. After you introduce yourself, you can add some information. For example, hi, I'm Abel. I'm from Canada. I love coffee and hiking. Nice to meet you.
Notice what Abel did there? He added two sentences in the middle. I'm from Canada tells you where he's from, and I love coffee and hiking tells you a little about his interests. This makes the conversation more interesting and gives the other person something to talk about.
Your turn. Try this formula. Hi, I'm your name. I'm from your country. I love your hobby. Nice to meet you.
Beautiful. Now here's one more important phrase for greetings. When you haven't seen someone for a while, you can say, "How have you been?" This is different from "How are you?" The phrase, "How have you been?" asks about the time since you last met. It's like saying, "What has happened in your life since I last saw you?"
Yes, and you can answer with, I've been good, thanks. How about you? Or, I've been busy but good. The word been comes from the verb to be, and we use it with have to talk about a period of time.
Don't worry if that sounds complicated. For now, just remember, "How have you been?" is for people you haven't seen in a while. "How are you?" is for everyday greetings.
Let's do one final repeat after me section for part 1. I'm going to say 5 essential greeting phrases. Listen first, then repeat. Speak out loud if you can. Even if you're on a bus or in a park, whisper it. The more you use your mouth, the more your English will improve. Number 1. Hello, how are you? Number 2. Hi, nice to meet you. Number 3. Good morning, how's it going? Number 4. I'm fine, thank you. And you? Number 5. Have a great day.
Perfect. You've just learned the foundations of English greetings. You now know the difference between formal and casual. You can introduce yourself, and you can respond when someone greets you. These are the building blocks. In the next part, we're going to follow a character named Leo as he arrives at an airport. You'll learn survival English, the phrases you absolutely need when you travel or navigate a new place. Are you ready?
Take a deep breath. You're doing amazing. Let's keep going.
Okay, everyone, let's use our imagination for a moment. Close your eyes if you're not driving or walking. Imagine a young man named Leo. Leo is 25 years old. He's from Brazil, and this is his first time traveling to an English-speaking country. He just landed at the airport in New York City. He's excited, but also a little nervous. Why? Because his English is basic, like yours.
But here's the good news. Leo has been listening to this podcast, so he knows some key phrases that will help him. Let's follow Leo's journey and learn these survival phrases together.
Leo walks out of the airplane and into the airport terminal. It's big, bright, and very busy. There are signs everywhere, but some of them are confusing. Leo needs to find the baggage claim. That's the place where you pick up your luggage, your suitcase. But he doesn't see a sign for it.
So what does Leo do? He looks for someone who works at the airport. He sees a woman in a uniform. She looks friendly. Leo takes a deep breath and walks up to her, and he says the most important phrase in survival English. Excuse me.
Excuse me. This phrase is magic. It's polite, it gets someone's attention, and it works in almost every situation. You can use excuse me when you want to ask a question, when you need to pass by someone, or when you didn't hear what someone said.
Let's practice. Repeat after me. Excuse me.
Great. So Leo says, "Excuse me," and the woman smiles and says, "Yes, how can I help you?" Now Leo needs to ask his question. He says, "Where is the baggage claim?"
Where is the baggage claim? Notice the structure here. Where is how you ask about the location of something. You can use this formula for anything. Where is the bathroom? Where is the exit? Where is the taxi stand?
Let's practice a few. Repeat after Abel.
Where is the bathroom? Where is the exit? Where is the information desk?
Excellent. Now back to Leo. The woman at the airport says, "Go straight, then turn left. It's down the hall." But she says it very fast. Leo didn't understand everything. What should he do?
This is where another survival phrase comes in. Leo smiles politely and says, "Can you speak slower, please?"
Can you speak slower, please? This is such an important sentence. Don't be afraid to ask people to slow down. Native speakers talk fast. It's not your fault if you don't understand. It's our fault for talking too fast.
That's true. When you say, "Can you speak slower, please?" most people will smile and repeat what they said more slowly. And you can also say, "Can you repeat that, please?" if you missed something.
Let's practice both. Repeat after me. Can you speak slower, please? Can you repeat that, please?
Perfect. So the woman repeats her directions slowly. Go straight, then turn left. Baggage claim is down the hall. Leo understands this time. He smiles and says, "Thank you so much."
And the woman says, "You're welcome. Have a nice day." See? It's not so scary. With just a few phrases, excuse me, where is, and can you speak slower, Leo is successfully navigating the airport.
Now let's jump forward. Leo has his suitcase, he's left the airport, and he's checked into his hotel. He's hungry. There's a small cafe next to the hotel. He decides to go in and order some food. But he's nervous again. Ordering food in English can feel scary, right?
Don't worry, we're going to break it down. When you walk into a cafe or restaurant, someone might greet you and say, "Hi, how can I help you?" Or "What can I get for you?" These are friendly questions. They want to know what you want to order.
Here's a simple formula for ordering. You can say, "I'd like," or "Can I have?" Both are polite. "I'd like" is short for "I would like." Let me give you some examples. "I'd like a coffee, please." "Can I have a sandwich, please?"
Notice that we always add please at the end. This makes you sound polite and respectful. Now, let's imagine Leo is looking at the menu. The menu is a list of food and drinks you can order. He sees something called a croissant. He's not sure how to pronounce it, but he wants one.
Here's a secret. If you can't pronounce something, you can point at the menu and say, "Can I have this, please?" Yes, it's that simple. You can use your finger, point at the item, and say this. No stress, no problem.
But let's say Leo wants to try pronouncing it. He says, "Can I have a croissant, please?" Maybe his pronunciation isn't perfect. Maybe he says croissant instead of croissant. Does it matter? No. The person at the cafe understands from the context. They look at the menu, they see the croissant, and they give it to him.
This is a very important lesson. Don't let pronunciation fears stop you from speaking. Communication is more important than perfection. If people understand you, even if your accent is strong or your grammar is not perfect, you are successful.
So the barista, the person who makes the coffee, says, "Sure, anything else?" Leo thinks for a moment and says, "Yes, and an orange juice, please."
The barista smiles and says, "For here or to go." Now this might be a new phrase for you. For here means you will eat and drink inside the cafe. To go means you will take it with you, in a bag or a cup.
Leo wants to sit down and relax, so he says, "For here, please." The barista says, "That'll be $8. That'll be is short for that will be. It's how we tell you the price, the cost.
Leo pays, says thank you, and the barista says you're welcome. Enjoy. And just like that, Leo successfully ordered food in English. He did it. You can do it too.
Now, let's practice a full cafe order together. Imagine you're in a cafe. Repeat after me and try to imagine the situation. Ready? "Hi, can I have a coffee, please? And a muffin, please. For here, please. Thank you so much."
Wonderful. Now let's review the survival phrases we learned in this part. These are your emergency tools. Write them down if you can, or just listen carefully. Number 1, excuse me. Use this to get someone's attention. Number 2, where is? Use this to ask for directions. Number 3, can you speak slower, please? Use this when you don't understand. Number 4, I'd like or can I have? Use this to order food, drinks, or ask for something. Number 5, thank you. Always be polite and grateful.
These 5 phrases will save you in almost any situation, at the airport, at a restaurant, at a hotel, on the street. If you only remember 5 phrases from this podcast, remember these.
And remember Leo. He was nervous, but he tried. He spoke. He made himself understood. And that's what English is all about. Communication, not perfection.
In the next part, we're going to talk about something very important, the fear of making mistakes. We'll share the pizza story, and we'll teach you some simple grammar that will help you describe problems. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's talk about something that stops so many learners from speaking English. It's not grammar, it's not vocabulary, it's fear.
Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear that people will laugh at you or not understand you. Does this sound familiar? If you've ever felt this fear, raise your hand. I can't see you, but I know many of you are raising your hands right now.
Here's the truth. Every single English learner feels this fear. Even advanced speakers feel it sometimes. But here's the secret. Fear is just a feeling. It's not real. And the best way to defeat fear is to do the thing you're afraid of.
Let me tell you a story. We call it the pizza story. This is a true story about one of our students. Her name was Maria. Maria was from Mexico, and she had been studying English for 2 years. She knew a lot of grammar, she could write emails, she could read books, but she was terrified of speaking.
One day, Maria was in Los Angeles for a business trip. She was hungry, and she saw a pizza restaurant. She wanted to order a pizza, but she was so nervous. She stood outside the restaurant for 10 minutes, just thinking, what if I make a mistake? What if they don't understand me?
Finally, she took a deep breath and walked in. A young man at the counter smiled and said, "Hi, what can I get for you?" Maria's mind went blank. She forgot all her grammar. She forgot how to make a perfect sentence. So she just said, "Me, pizza, cheese, big."
Not a perfect sentence, right? But guess what happened? The young man smiled and said, "You want a large cheese pizza?" Maria nodded. "Yes, yes," she said. And 5 minutes later, she had her pizza.
Maria told us later that this was the most important moment in her English journey. Why? Because she learned that communication is not about perfect grammar. It's about getting your message across. The man understood her. She got what she wanted. She succeeded.
This is the lesson. Broken English is still English. If you say, "Me want water," instead of, "I would like some water, please," people will still understand. Yes, the second sentence is more correct, more polite, but the first sentence works too.
So please, don't let fear stop you. Don't wait until your English is perfect. Perfect English doesn't exist. Even native speakers make mistakes. I sometimes say good when I should say well. Abel sometimes forgets words.
That's true. Just yesterday, I couldn't remember the word spatula. I called it the flat, flippy thing for cooking.
See? We all have moments like that. English is a journey, not a destination. Every time you speak, you improve. Every mistake is a lesson.
Now let's talk about some simple grammar that will help you in real-life situations. Don't worry, we're not going to lecture you with boring rules. We're going to show you how to use grammar to solve problems.
Imagine you're in a hotel room. You look around and you notice some problems. The air conditioning is not working. There are no towels in the bathroom. The light is broken. You need to call the front desk and explain these problems. How do you do that?
This is where we use there is and there are. These phrases help you describe what exists or doesn't exist in a place. Let me explain. There is for one thing. There are is for more than one thing.
For example, there is a problem with the air conditioning. Here, we're talking about one problem, so we say there is. Another example, there are no towels in the bathroom. Here, we're talking about towels, plural, more than one, so we say there are.
Let's practice. I'll give you a situation and you repeat the sentence. Ready? One broken light. There is a broken light in my room. No clean cups. There are no clean cups in my room. One strange smell in the bathroom. There is a strange smell in the bathroom.
Great! Now you can also use there is and there are to describe what's around you in any place. For example, if you're in a park, you could say, there is a beautiful tree over there. There are many children playing.
Or if you're in a classroom, there is a big whiteboard. There are 20 students in the class.
Notice how useful this is. You're not just complaining about problems, you're describing your environment. You're painting a picture with words.
Now let's make it negative. If something is missing or doesn't exist, we can say there is no or there are no. For example, there is no Wi-Fi in my room. There are no restaurants near the hotel.
Let's practice the negative form. Repeat after me. There is no hot water. There are no towels. There is no coffee in the kitchen.
Perfect. Now here's a quick tip. In spoken English, we often shorten there is to there's. So instead of saying there is a problem, we say there's a problem. It's faster and more natural.
But we don't usually shorten there are. We keep it as there are. So you'll hear native speakers say there's a cat, but there are 3 cats, not there 3 cats. That sounds strange.
Let's go back to our hotel situation. You call the front desk, the receptionist answers and says, "Hello, how can I help you?" You say, "Hi, I'm in room 305. There's a problem with the air conditioning, and there are no towels in the bathroom."
The receptionist says, I'm so sorry about that. I'll send someone up right away. Anything else? You say, yes, there are no extra blankets in the closet. Can I get one, please? You say, thank you. See how with just there is and there are, you explained the problem clearly and got help.
Let's do a role play. I'll be the hotel receptionist. Anna will be the guest. Listen to how we use these phrases in a natural conversation. Good evening, front desk. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm in room 412. There's no hot water in the shower, and there's a strange noise coming from the air conditioner.
Oh, I apologize for that. I'll send our maintenance person right away. Anything else?
Yes, there are no extra blankets in the closet. Can I get one, please? Of course. I'll bring one up to you in a few minutes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Did you hear how we used there is, there are, and there's? It flowed naturally in the conversation. Now let's practice. Imagine you're the guest. I'll be the receptionist. When I ask you the question, answer out loud. Ready? Hello, front desk. How can I help you? Good job. Maybe you said something like, there's a problem with the TV, or there are no hangers in the closet. Whatever you said, you practice speaking. That's what matters.
Now let's go deeper into the fear topic. Many learners say, I'm afraid people won't understand my accent. Listen carefully. Your accent is not a problem. Your accent is part of who you are. English is a global language. There are people speaking English with Chinese accents, French accents, Indian accents, Spanish accents, and they all communicate successfully.
Think about it. When someone speaks your native language with an accent, do you laugh at them? Or do you think, wow, this person is trying. That's impressive. Most people think the second thing. Most people respect you for trying.
Here's a powerful exercise. Right now, I want you to say out loud, I am brave. I can speak English. My accent is unique and beautiful. Say it again, louder this time. I am brave. I can speak English. My accent is unique and beautiful.
How do you feel? Maybe a little silly, but also a little stronger, right? This is called a positive affirmation. It's a sentence you say to yourself to build confidence. We'll do more of these in the final part.
Before we move on, let's review what we learned in this part. Number 1, don't let fear stop you. Broken English is still English. The pizza story proves that communication is more important than perfection.
Number 2, use there is and there are to describe your environment or explain problems. There is for one thing, there are for more than one thing.
Number 3, your accent is not a problem. It's part of your identity. Be proud of it.
In the next and final part, we're going to give you daily immersion techniques. These are simple habits you can build to practice English every single day, even if you don't live in an English-speaking country. We'll also end with some powerful affirmations to boost your confidence. Let's keep going.
Welcome to the final part of our podcast. You've made it this far, and that shows dedication. We're so proud of you. In this part, we're going to share some secret techniques that will help you practice English every day, no matter where you live.
The biggest challenge for English learners is immersion. Immersion means being surrounded by the language. If you live in New York or London, immersion is easy. But what if you live in Tokyo or Sao Paulo or Cairo? How do you immerse yourself in English?
The answer is you create your own English world. And today, we're going to teach you two powerful methods. The first one is called the narrator method. The second one is the 5-minute rule. Let's start with the narrator method.
Have you ever watched a movie where there's a narrator? A narrator is a voice that describes what's happening. For example, in a nature documentary, you hear a calm voice saying, "The lion walks slowly toward the water. It's a hot day in the savannah."
The narrator method means you become the narrator of your own life. You talk to yourself in English and describe what you're doing. This might sound strange, but it's one of the most effective ways to practice speaking when you're alone.
Let me give you an example. Right now, I'm sitting in a chair. I have a microphone in front of me. If I use the narrator method, I say out loud, "I am sitting in a chair. There is a microphone in front of me. I am recording a podcast. I feel happy because I am helping people learn English."
See, Abel just practiced speaking English by describing his current situation. You can do this anywhere. In the kitchen, you can say, "I am making breakfast. I am cracking an egg. I am pouring milk into a bowl."
In the bathroom, I am brushing my teeth. The toothpaste is minty. I am looking in the mirror.
When you're walking outside, I am walking to the store. The weather is sunny. There are many cars on the street.
The beauty of the narrator method is that you practice real, useful English. You're not memorizing random sentences from a textbook. You're describing your real life, using vocabulary that you actually need.
And here's a bonus. When you talk to yourself, you don't feel nervous or embarrassed. There's no one judging you. You can make mistakes freely. You can experiment with new words. It's a safe space to practice.
Try it right now. Look around you. Where are you? What do you see? Describe it out loud in English. Maybe you said, "I am sitting on a couch. I am listening to a podcast. There is a window next to me." Perfect. That's the narrator method.
Now, let's talk about the 5-minute rule. This rule is simple but life-changing. The rule is, every day spend at least 5 minutes doing something in English. Just 5 minutes, that's all.
5 minutes is not scary. 5 minutes is not overwhelming. Everyone has 5 minutes. Maybe you spend 5 minutes reading an English article, or watching an English YouTube video, or listening to an English song and reading the lyrics.
The key is consistency. It's better to do 5 minutes every single day than to study for 3 hours once a week. Why? Because your brain needs regular exposure to the language. Daily practice builds habits. Habits build fluency.
Let me give you some ideas for your 5-minute daily practice. Idea number 1, change your phone's language to English. Suddenly, every time you use your phone, you're reading English words. You'll learn vocabulary like settings, notifications, battery, and messages.
Idea number 2, follow English-speaking social media accounts. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever platform you use. Follow people who post in English. You'll see English content every time you scroll.
Idea number 3, listen to an English podcast while you exercise, cook, or commute. You're doing something you already do every day, but now you're adding English to it.
Idea number 4, keep a simple English journal. Every night before bed, write 3 sentences in English about your day. For example, today I went to work. I had lunch with a friend. I felt happy.
Do you see the pattern?
These are small, easy actions. You don't need to quit your job and move to America. You just need to make English a small part of your daily routine.
Now, let's combine these techniques. Imagine your perfect English day. You wake up, your phone alarm is in English. While you brush your teeth, you narrate, "I am brushing my teeth. The water is cold." You eat breakfast and listen to 5 minutes of an English podcast.
During your lunch break, you scroll through Instagram and read English captions. On your way home, you talk to yourself. "I am on the bus. I am tired, but I feel good." Before bed, you write 3 sentences in your journal.
That's it. You didn't study grammar for hours. You didn't stress about vocabulary lists, but you touched English maybe 5 or 6 times during the day, and your brain absorbed it naturally.
This is how children learn languages. They don't sit down and study. They just hear and use the language every day, in small moments. You can do the same.
Now, let's talk about motivation. Some days you won't feel like practicing. Some days you'll think, "I'm too tired," or "I'm not improving fast enough." This is normal. Everyone feels this way sometimes.
When you feel discouraged, remember why you started learning English. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to understand movies without subtitles. Maybe you want to make friends from around the world. Hold on to that reason.
And remember, progress is not always visible. You might feel like you're not improving, but your brain is working in the background. One day, you'll suddenly understand a song you couldn't understand before, or you'll speak a sentence without thinking about grammar. Those are signs that you're improving.
We want to end this podcast with something special. We're going to do a positive affirmations section. These are powerful sentences that will build your confidence and motivation. We'll say each sentence, and then you repeat it. Say it loudly and proudly. Ready?
I am capable of learning English.
I am getting better every day.
I am not afraid to make mistakes.
My accent is unique and beautiful.
I can communicate in English.
I am proud of my progress.
I will practice a little bit every day.
I believe in myself.
How do you feel? We hope you feel stronger, more confident, and ready to take on your English journey.
Before we say goodbye, let's do a quick review of everything we learned today. In Part 1, we covered greetings. You learned the difference between "how's it going" and "how do you do." You practiced introducing yourself.
In Part 2, we followed Leo at the airport and the cafe. You learned survival phrases like, "Excuse me," "Where is," "Can you speak slower," and how to order food.
In Part 3, we talked about overcoming fear. You heard the pizza story and learned that broken English is still English. You also learned how to use "there is" and "there are" to describe problems.
And in Part 4, we shared the narrator method and the 5-minute rule. Now you have daily techniques to practice English no matter where you live.
We also gave you positive affirmations to boost your confidence. Remember, you are capable. You are improving. You can do this.
We want to thank you for spending these 40 minutes with us. Learning a language is a journey, and every journey starts with a single step. Today, you took that step.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself. And remember, English is not about perfection. It's about connection. It's about opening doors and building bridges.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mr. English Fluent Tutor. We create content like this to help absolute beginners become confident speakers. Your support means the world to us.
And if you have questions or want to share your progress, leave a comment. We read every single one, and we love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep learning, and keep shining. You are doing an amazing job.
This is Anna and Abel signing off. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye and happy learning. You've got this. We believe in you.